What's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning into this video. This video is entitled White Moors. What we're going to be speaking about in this video is obviously white Moors. But before we dive into that, I would like you to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Now, this video goes out to my friend Noble Al Harris. Moors were not only blacks, aka Africans. There were white Moors and there were black Moors. One example of a historical Moor is Saint Victor Morris, aka Saint Victor the Moor. Now let's zoom in so you guys can see who Saint Victor the Moor is. Saint Victor the Moor, he's a white Moor. Now there are Moorish Americans out there who believe that the term Moor only refers to blacks, aka Africans. Now I know Moorish Americans, they don't subscribe to calling themselves blacks, but when I mean blacks, I just mean people of African descent. They believe that Moors are distinguished from everybody else because they are Africans, phenotypically African-looking people, which is incorrect. There were also white Moors. Moors weren't only blacks, aka Africans. Now let me read a quote from something I came across when I was doing my studies. As with the portrayal of Aztec Indians, the drawings are based on first-hand observation. They amplify our knowledge of 16th century Moorish dress as recorded in 1526 by John Lang, who mentioned that half of the people of this state were white Moors, whose women and maidens all wear white trousers and have on their head and body a white cloth like the village shepherds with us, which reaches down to the calves, and they cover half of their faces with a cloth. Okay, so what this guy is speaking of, he's speaking of Moors that are in Spain. Now, if you know history, you know that the Moors, they crossed over from North Africa and invaded Spain. So these are the people that he's describing. Now, let me skip down to the last highlighted part in this passage. Blacks, Morenos, were clearly distinguished from Moriscos, who were forbidden to have slaves for fear that they would convert them to Islam, as recent conversos, whether Jewish or Muslim, were often suspected of heresy and relapse. So, now, like I said, we know there was a group of people in the year 711 that invaded Spain. That group of people were called Moors by the invaders. So, let me not say most people, but a lot of people would say that the Moors that invaded Spain, they were blacks, aka Africans, which isn't true because this guy clearly describes that there were white Moors and that the blacks, who would be the Africans, were distinguished from the Moriscos. Now, the term Morisco, that term was coined in Spain when the Christians overtook the Muslim invaders, the Moors. So they then forced them to convert to Christianity and then called them Moriscos. So if those same Moors that invaded Spain are the Moriscos, but the Moriscos were clearly distinguished from the blacks, how could the Moors be blacks, aka Africans? It just doesn't add up. So I advise Moorish Americans to keep digging and do some more research. Now, if anybody has a rebuttal to this, you can leave your reply at the bottom of this video, and we can engage in some conversations, and because I like to do research, I like to learn new things, but there's no way that Moors can say that Moors were only blacks, air quotations, aka Africans. Let me zoom into the picture so you can see. Look, here's a white Moor right here with his fez on. There's another one right here. Now, there'll be more videos to come. We'll be discussing a number of topics, but I like to dive into who these Moors were. So from what I just showed here, we could clearly see that the Moors, the medieval Moors, the Moors that invaded Spain, were not only Africans, aka blacks. Let's do some more research.
Aljamiado.